Hello, everyone. Today, I'm taking you with me to visit my hometown, the place where I was born and raised. The journey began at the bus station. Just as I arrived, it started to rain. It wasn't a heavy rain, but it was enough for everyone to hurry under shelter and get on the bus. In Vietnam, long-distance buses are still one of the most common ways to travel between provinces, especially for people returning to their hometowns. After a few hours on the road, I finally arrived home, but when I opened the gate, no one was there. My parents were both out working in the rice fields. In my hometown, many people continue farming every day, even as they grow older, to earn a living. While waiting for my parents to come home, let me show you around the house. This is the home where I spent my childhood. It's a simple house, but it's filled with wonderful memories. This is the place where I was born and raised. Every corner of this house holds a piece of my childhood. Even though I now live in Hanoi, every time I come back, I feel a deep sense of peace. One thing many people don't know about me is that I was a very good student when I was in school. My parents always encouraged me to study hard so I could have better opportunities and a brighter future. I believe growing up in the countryside taught me to work hard and appreciate the simple things in life. Life in the countryside is peaceful, but the income is quite low. On average, a person here earns about 2 million Vietnamese dong per month, which is roughly 77 US dollars. That's why many young people leave their hometowns to study and find jobs in big cities, just as I did. My hometown is quite poor, just like this. This is my parents' bed, and this is my older sister's wedding photo. She got married and now lives far away from home. I'm just taking a moment to sweep and tidy up the kitchen. My family's house is indeed quite modest. But this is our real life, so I still want to show it to you. By the way, recently in Vietnam, there's been a trend of making YouTube videos about living in poverty or in rented rooms. Some people even pretend to be poor in the hope of receiving donations from international viewers. That's not something I want to do. I simply want to share my real life and my family's real life exactly as it is. I'll take a little time to tidy up the house. This is a photo of my grandmother. When she was alive, she loved me more than anyone else. This is the tea table and the chairs where we welcome and entertain guests when they visit our home. Now let's take a look at the kitchen. It's a little messy because my parents just finished cooking. This is the gas stove, and this is the kitchen cabinet where we keep our cooking utensils. A kitchen like this is a very common sight in many rural Vietnamese homes. My father bought this refrigerator about 20 years ago. Surprisingly, it's still working perfectly today. Later, I'm going to buy some food and put it in the refrigerator so my father will have something to eat over the next few days. He's a very frugal person, so he rarely buys food for himself. Tomorrow, I'll be heading back to Hanoi, so I want to leave some food behind to make things a little easier for him. This building is where my parents store their belongings and household items. I'm just taking a moment to sweep and tidy up the kitchen. My family's house is indeed quite modest. But this is our real life, so I still want to show it to you. By the way, recently in Vietnam, there's been a trend of making YouTube videos about living in poverty or in rented rooms. Some people even pretend to be poor in the hope of receiving donations from international viewers. That's not something I want to do. I simply want to share my real life and my family's real life exactly as it is. Many people in the cities think that living in rural Vietnam is very cheap. That's partly true, but life here isn't easy because incomes are quite low. Let me show you the average cost of living in my hometown so you can get a better idea. Let's start with food. A Vietnamese baguette costs around 10,000 to 15,000 VND, or about 40 cents to 60 cents. A bowl of pho or rice noodles usually costs between 30,000 and 40,000 VND, or about $1.20 to $1.60. A simple rice meal with meat and vegetables costs around 35,000 to 50,000 VND, which is about $1.40 to $2. If you cook at home, it's even cheaper. 1 kilogram of good quality rice costs about 18,000 to 22,000 VND, or $20.70 to $25.85. A pack of 10 eggs costs around 25,000 to 35,000 VND, or about $1 to $1.40. Pork costs about 120,000 to 160,000 VND per kilogram, or $4.60 to $6.20. Chicken costs around 80,000 to 120,000 VND per kilogram, or $3.10 to $4.60. Freshwater fish usually cost between 60,000 and 120,000 VND per kilogram, or about $2.30 to $4.60. Fresh vegetables are very affordable, costing only 5,000 to 15,000 VND per bunch, or around 20 cents to 60 cents. Fruit is also quite inexpensive when it's in season. 1 kilogram of bananas costs about 15,000 to 25,000 VND, or 60 cents to $1. Watermelon costs around 15,000 to 20,000 VND per kilogram, or about 60 cents to 80 cents. Mangoes or lychees usually cost between 20,000 and 40,000 VND per kilogram during the harvest season, or about 20 cents to $1.60. As for living expenses, a small family's electricity bill is usually between 300,000 and 700,000 VND per month, or about $12 to $27. Water costs around 100,000 to 200,000 VND, or $4 to $8 per month. High-speed internet costs about 200,000 to 300,000 VND per month, or $8 to $12. A cooking gas cylinder costs around 450,000 to 550,000 VND, or about $17 to $21, and it can last for several months depending on the family. If someone lives frugally in the countryside and cooks most of their meals at home, their total monthly living expenses can be as low as $100 to $150. However, incomes in many rural areas are also very low. Many workers earn only about $70 to $120 per month, which means they have to be very careful with every expense. That's why many young people leave their hometowns to move to Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City. Or even work overseas in search of higher incomes. Even so, many people choose to stay because they love the peaceful lifestyle, having their own home, a garden, and being close to their families. In my opinion, life in rural Vietnam isn't wealthy, but it's not too bad either. If you're healthy, work hard, and know how to save money, you can still enjoy a simple and peaceful life. This is the reality for millions of people living in the Vietnamese countryside today. I just started cooking some rice and cleaned the stains off the kitchen floor. After that, I'll get ready to attend a wedding in my hometown. I think it will be a very interesting experience for you guys. I'm styling my hair with hair wax. I bought this jar for $7 US. I think it works pretty well. All right, now it's time to head to the wedding feast. I'm on my way to a friend's house. A few other friends are coming along too, so it should be a lot of fun. Those people walking along the road are also on their way to the wedding. There are 6 people at this table. We'll enjoy rice, meat, shrimp, and have a little rice wine together to celebrate the bride and groom. After that, people will play music, sing, and dance together. It's a common tradition at many Vietnamese weddings and helps create a joyful and lively atmosphere. See you in the next video. If you enjoy content like this, please don't forget to subscribe and help me reach my first 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel.
Ok, nhất trí nha, nhất trí. Ok nha. Rồi, nhất trí. Em mời về nhá. Ok, nhất trí. Rồi, em với anh nói chung là. Rồi, nhất trí nhá. Ok anh. Rồi.